Hey y'all, I am Cambron Elsey. I'm a Charleston, South Carolina realtor, and I'm here with your July 2024 market update. So let's jump into it. Today I'm going to share more information on Charleston County specifically. So while our area is made up of 3 counties, Dorchester, Berkeley, and Charleston, this is just specific to Charleston County. So if you have any questions that might be outside of this data range, feel free to send me a message. I'd be happy to help you with that. So let's jump into what happened last month, July, and take a look at the amount of listings that we have on the market. So compared to last year in July, we actually had a 37% increase in new listings. So last year we had around 505 for July of 23. July of 24, we saw 692 new listings. Closed sales, we saw an increase, 493 closed sales in July of this year. That's up 22.3% from 403 closed sales last July. And then the big thing that I want to talk about is the average sales price. We saw a pretty big increase in the average sales price for homes in Charleston County from this July compared to last July. That number for last month, the average price was $1,057,581 in Charleston County. That's up 13.4% from last year's price of $932,455. Now, if I'm a buyer, it is neat to see and analyze the data of July last year to July this year, but what I really want to know is, what have the prices looked like since January? What is the percentage of change or growth from January until our current day? And so for the data that we have, prices have increased 11% from January to July of 2024, with the average price point for the year in Charleston County being $979,858. Overall, the days on market did go up a little bit in July. We saw an increase of 26.1% to 29 days. Last year that was around 23. Year to date, we're still sitting at around 30, which is a pretty solid amount of days. I know that in the days of COVID, 2020, 2021, when the market was pretty intense, we did not see those numbers, but we are entering a more balanced market as inventory progresses and as prices are trying to stay competitive with where buyers are willing to go and what sellers are willing to let their home sell for. The inventory of homes is up 45.7% overall compared to last year's July. In July of 2023, we only had 781 homes in Charleston County. This year we had 1,138. So that's a great sign. It's giving buyers more options and hopefully makes for more competitive pricing. But the one thing that I do want to talk about is that since we last spoke and I shared the June market data, we've actually seen interest rates come down almost a full percentage point. And for some lenders locally, I've actually seen those rates come down even more significantly at 5% with certain programs. So while pricing should reflect the inventory, with more inventory, prices should balance out. I don't know that that's going to be the case because I think that there have been a lot of sellers on the sidelines waiting for buyers to re-enter the market. So I do think that we're going to see an increase in inventory, and we'll also see the reemergence of buyers who have been waiting on the sidelines for those rates to go down. If you are a buyer and you have been waiting and that's you in that seat, I would recommend that you really start to ramp up your search. Reach out to me. Let's formulate a plan to find the property that works for you, because if these rates continue to drop, you're going to have more competition as a good property that might fit your needs comes on the market. And sellers, I also think that it's important to work with a realtor who understands pricing and understands the market as a whole. Oftentimes we think that our house might be worth X, but the market data may not show us that in our specific neighborhood. So I think it's more important than ever, as I always say, to work with somebody that looks at the full picture, that can help you understand what it's going to take for buyers to be attracted to your home and how to price it competitively in a way that does get it sold quickly. And then also has a great marketing plan to make sure that your home is front and center of every buyer's attention. Again, this is the July 2024 market data. We are moving into the fall of an election year. I think that there's going to be a good bit of change as we move towards the end of the year. So come back next month and I'll share more about the August 2024 data and start to wrap up the end of Q3 as we enter into Q4 here in Charleston County.